Good evening everybody and welcome back to F1 here on FTRL. It is day 2 of action from the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi, which means the Div 2 racers are about to head out onto track for round 10 of season 18, and we are very much now closing in on the business end of this championship. Just 3 races left to go, including tonight, before we crown another champion. And if my memory serves me rightly, and I'm going to get the standings up just to be sure, there is a possibility that we could crown champion today. So let's have a quick check out the standings as we come into this one. And we find that Brutus Beer, the man on form, championship leader, currently sitting on 200 points. His nearest rival is Aaron Trucker, who's super consistent this season, but he sits 47 points back. Now, after tonight, of course, there's just 2 races to go, which means a maximum of 64 points available. So it is not out of the question that Brutus could wrap up the championship tonight. He needs to outscore Aaron by... So he needs what? 64. He's on 47. 16 points, I believe. If he can outscore Aaron by 16 points, he can wrap up the championship with 2 races to spare. So there is a carrot dangling in front of Brutus, and he is a man on form as well. 2 victories in the last 2 races, 3 from the last 4. He has certainly been the form man at the business end of this season, and that is what put him in a very commanding position as we head towards these last 3 rounds. So then Abu Dhabi, traditionally the F1 finale, will pay host to round 10 of our season. And if the Div 1 race is anything to go by, last night I expect a bit of drama, a few incidents tonight. So last night a few of the drivers struggling around here. They're complaining a lack of grip on this year's game on the circuit. So much to consider. Now who we got that's just started a lap? So he's just started a lap. What about... Go aboard with Alex Pixie, then he'll take us around a lap of Abu Dhabi, and then down into turn 1 we go. Left-hander, use the curb on the inside, run up to the curb on the outside. Don't run too wide there. Be ready validation. Watch the curb on the inside there and there. This is one of the tricky points. We saw a number of people spin off here last night. Alex has got around there brilliantly. Down and into the chicane. Of course, this is now gone from the real-life circuit. But nicely through there, over to the right-hand side for the hairpin. Apex is late. Gets on the power early. Down the back straight we go into the first of the DRS zones. This will be one of the best overtaking opportunities in the race. Over to the middle of the track, which then becomes the right hand side as the track narrows, and then pick your braking marker down the gearbox to second. Apex is nicely for the first part, ride that curve on the inside there. Camber getting away from you a little bit, and then onto the second part of this back straight. Second DRS zone as well. Hug that inside line, that'll be the defensive line in the race as well. We saw Dan Morris proving super effective at last night. Then into the chicane. Of course, this is another one of the corners that has gone from the real circuit now. Into the slow left-hander again. Don't run too wide on exit. And now we're coming to this high-speed right-hander sweeping corners. Heading towards the hotel. Down the gearbox to third, all the way down to second. In fact, quick sprint up to third gear. To fourth briefly as they go under the hotel. A little bit wide there from Alex. On that wall on the outside, then 2 corners to go. Watch the curve on the outside here. This was a bit of a death trap last night. Now it's giving it plenty of room. Out of the final corner nicely and towards the line, and 36.4. First run from Alex. He goes on to provisional pole with that run. Tidy that there for him. Gets a lap on the board. Nice and tidy then. How about who's next one? Across the line is going to be Skirms, who goes second fastest on a 38.0. Tidy up there from him, and that chip then quickly goes to the top of the leaderboard. I was about to try and click onto him. 35.6 for the Williams man, back with us this week. He is fastest. Oh, Captain Chubbs just misses out on pole there, dropping into P2. Man, fairly confident he's going to end up in one of the barriers tonight, so fingers crossed he will try and avoid doing so for as long as possible. And Trucker then, meanwhile, has popped himself into P4. In the Red Bulls, Barcelona goes fastest of all, 35.4 for the McLaren man. Just over 2/10 up on Daft Chip after the first run. That's a very tidy lap there from him. Michael Vienne slots into the gap between them with a 35.5. Aston Martin man's been a revelation of recent first races, 2 podiums in the last 2. Having broken his duck, he had a bit of bad luck at Hungary. Some bad luck at Imola as well when he was looking potentially on for the win. But yeah, wrapped up 2 third places in the last 2 races to break that duck. So he's now looking strong. Couple of debutants tonight from the reserve bank. We've got Linus Chicane, who's filling in for the Haas boys, who unfortunately were both missing this week. Cats and horses come down with Corona. Yates, nice man, has got something better to do apparently. Rude. And then we've got Sioni as well, or Shijoni? Should probably figured out how to say his name. Do apologise if I get that wrong. Please feel free to correct me at some point. My Swedish is nicht so good. No, he's the Dutch one, isn't he? Sorry. One of them is Swedish, one of them is Dutch. I think I've got it the wrong way around. I'm pretty sure Chicane is the Swede and Sioni is the Dutchman. So he's filling in for Zombie. Unfortunately, Diego's just moved house, so he's not able to join us tonight either. That chip then goes back onto provisional pole again, so he's done the second flying run. 35.3 on his second run then, so that chip on to provisional pole again. Barcelona into the pits, he's not doing another run. Michael Vien has invalidated this run, so he won't be going again. And Trucker in P5. What of the championship leader? Well, he's still sat in the pits at the moment. It's his teammate coming across the line. He goes P8, Callum, 37.0. Slots in there between the 2 new boys. Had a strong run last time out. And then that leaves us with 4 drivers left to set a lap time. The first of those is Casamis, who is just coming under the hotel. And they're keeping well out of the way. Casamis then 2 corners from it. Oh, big slide. In fact, he's going for the pits. Casamis, so he decided to abandon that run. Oh, almost gets that pit wall on the way in as well. So he was pushing hard, even on the way into the pits there. So into the pits he goes. His teammate still in the pits. In fact, I think that might have been him just setting off on a lap. Brutus then on his way as his boss man. Bossman's had a really good turn of form recently, really impressed with his recent performances. Good to see him challenging at the front end for strong results. Had a good run last time out at Saudi Arabia, of course. It was our first ever visit to the Jeddah circuit for Div 2. There was plenty of fireworks, but it was Brutus Beer who came through all the carnage, including a restarted race after a lobby glitch. Technically a red flag situation. And he prevailed in a great battle with Barcelona. They went on alternate tyre strategies. Brutus started on the mediums on the restart, finished on the softs. Barcelona went the other way, and though he pulled a gap in the first part of the race, Brutus was able to reel him in and pass him for the victory. He did hold on for P2. Michael Vien coming through for P3, denying Limmy, who had a really good debut last week, getting pole position, but wasn't quite able to get that podium in his first week. And he's the only driver who's going to go out on the mediums for his first run. So we saw a couple of drivers try it last night. Sway got into the top 10 with his medium tyres. So how does Limmy feel he's going to get on then? Let's go pick up our championship leader. See how he gets on then. As I mentioned earlier, he has the opportunity to wrap up the title tonight if his lead is more than 64 points leaving tonight's race. He needs to outscore Aaron Tricker by 16 points, so it's a big ask if both drivers finish. Holds a commanding 47-point lead. Those 3 victories in the last 4 races have really propelled him. The title was very mixed early on. Of course, KC led after round 1. Aaron Drucker's led the championship at one point this season as well. So as Bossman drops into P6 then. So tidy that from Bossman. We're going to stay on board with Brutus though, as he flicks through the chicanes. The end of the back straight then into the left-hander. And into these sweeping, fast right-handers. And the car hooks there feels absolutely beautiful. That corner there I always find a bit tricky. And in this corner here, the left and the second one from under the hotel, wall comes at you quickly. Of course, the wall that claimed Nicholas Latifi in the actual race in December. Brutus Beer coming to the line and goes P5 then, so he drops in just ahead of his title rival. So they're currently 5th and 6th after their first run. Now let's go pick up Limmy, who's trying to qualify on those medium tyres, so he's trying to do the alternate strategy. Now under normal circumstances this would be a 2-stop race, and I think the drivers are going to try and want to avoid the hard tyres because the grip is particularly low around here. So a soft medium strategy is probably the way to go. Limmy's going to try and do something a little bit different though, if he can qualify in the top 10. Ideally towards the pointy end on these medium tyres. Let's see how he gets on there, right at the curbs nicely. Oh, big twitch there though. Really big twitch there as he rode the curb. Barcelona reclaims provisional pole meanwhile. 35-1 now for the McLaren man. And retakes it here, and Daft currently in a hard battle for provisional pole. Daft has just started another lap, so we'll go pick him up once we see the end of Limmy's lap. See how he's getting on then, coming up to the final corner. What is his lap time going to be like? 35-1 is the current best, he's not going to worry that. He goes 5th fastest though, 35-7. So very impressive lap there from Limmy. Pops himself into the top 5 on the medium tyre, critically, but let's pick up Daft Chip. And he is marginally up in sector 2. If you yellow flags, there's people getting out of each other's way. Can Daft Chip then find any time in the final sector? Then he needs 0.2 of a second exactly to reclaim provisional pole. 6 minutes left on the timer. Comes out from under the hotel. Oh, big slide there. That's going to cost him some time, and he was only marginally up anyway. He may abandon this lap. He does. So big push there, but wasn't quite able to hook that final lap up there. Here comes Chubbs behind him. I think he's also going to the pits. He has. Michael Vienne is on outlap. Zeeken is invalidated his lap. Callum's on a lap, I believe. P11. Katami's still in the pits, interestingly. So Katami's perhaps doing the Lennon strategy, and he's doing one flying run at the end, trying to save some tyres for the race. We shall see in the chat we have got Matman. It's Michael Massey here tonight. So he's predicting a Red Bull win. Well, we could do with a Red Bull win for Aaron, because that would definitely reignite the championship. Of course, I'll say that like I'm ruling out a Dylan victory. Of course, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Of course, speaking of Red Bull, they launched their 2022 Challenger tonight, the RB18. Very sleek looking car. Looks like a big F2 car, a bit like the car in F2 car from last season, to be honest. But I do like it. Very clean. Liking the new front wings. Hopefully the new regulations will provide us with some great racing this year. Callum coming to the line. Improves by 0.2 of a second, but doesn't improve his position. But opens that gap between himself and Sioni. Now got a healthy 0.3 gap between himself. Still got 0.3 though to Linnezieken ahead of him. There's a tidy gap there from him. Now Michael Vienne is on a lap, but he has invalidated said lap, so he will not be improving. Aaron Trucker is on a lap though, and he is up in sector 2. No, sector 1 that was. Coming up to the sector 2 timer now. And he is down. In fact, he's had a moment somewhere, so he's second down, so this lap will not be an improvement. Currently sat P8. Alex Pixie is split Aaron and Brutus apart. Dropped himself into P7, so the Aston Martin man. Can he play a role in the title battle tonight? Of course, last night in Div 1 we saw both title protagonists suffer issues in the race. First them Tico clipping the back of another driver under a safety car, which meant that he had to pit just as the safety car came in, and that meant he had a lot of work to do. And just as the door opened for Dutch Tricks to claw some points back on Tico, he clipped the AstroTurf on the outside of turn 1 and span around out of P4, and he ended up in P11 at the time. They recovered to P4 and P5, so only a couple of points clawed back last night by Dutch Tricks. It was a big opportunity to pull some big points back, and that could be critical now with just 2 races to go. Again, maintaining a healthy lead. And he could reasonably wrap up the title next week in Brazil, with the possibility of him missing the final race hanging over his head. Fingers crossed though, he will get to take part now. Katamis is now on a lap. Let's go on board with the Alpine man, winner of 2 races this season. He's won in Canada most recently. Struggled a little bit last time out. Out the final corner. What is his lap time looking like? Gets that hooked up nicely. Goes P7, a 36.0. So all that gets in between Brutus and Alex Pixie then puts another car between the 2 title contenders. That run there. What about Daft Chip? Has he got anything for his next run? This will probably be his final run as well then. We're into the last 2 minutes of the session. The running order is Barcelona from Daft Chip, Michael VN, Chubbs, Limmy, Brutus, Katamis, Alex Pixie, Aaron Trucker and Bossman, your current top 10. As Aaron has just jumped ahead of Katamis there. Back up to P7, so he's got himself back onto the tail of his title rival. Daft Chip coming up to the Sector 2 checkpoint. How's he getting on? He is marginally up in Sector 2. Again, we'll need to find some time though in the final sector. And Aaron Trucker has decided that is his final run, so he has pulled out of this session then. And the remainder of the grid currently is 11th is Lineziken, Callum, Sione, Skirms, Jonesy, Zero Tau and Dylan at the back there. What can Daft Chip do then? Just a couple of corners now left to go. Needs 0.2 of a second to get back that provisional pole. Into the right hand, there he goes. Sprints for the line. He does improve, but it's not quite enough. He finds a bit of time in the final sector. Closes to within half a tenth, but it is not enough. Now, does he have enough fuel to go for another run? Does he have enough tyre to go for another run? Shall see. What about Michael VN? He's on another one. He's just behind him. Chubbs is on the back straight. Limmy's on another out lap. He's on another lap, so on the soft tyre now as well. So he's got himself into the top 10 on the mediums. Is he going to stay where he is, or is he going to put the lap in? Nice line there as they came out of the tunnel. A bit of a twitch down on the curve. You can see them pushing right up against that curve on the outside. They claimed a couple of victims last night. Libby goes third, 35.3. So slots in between Daft Chip and Michael VN. You've got Bossman coming to the line. He stays P10. And the Zekan stays P11. Who's coming around next? It's Alex Pixie who's invalidated his run. So he will not improve on this one. Skirms is going to be the next one to come across the line. Okay, brushing off on that curb. There's the final corner. He's currently P14. Can he improve? He does not improve. My name is Jonesy. He stays 15th. Sione coming to the line. He's 13th. He doesn't improve. Daft Chip doesn't improve on this run. What about Michael VN? He's out of the final corner. Oh, he goes fastest. 35.0 from Michael VN, who pulls one out of the bag right at the death. What has Barcelona got? He's improving as well. Out of the final corner he comes and snatches it back. Into the 34 he goes. And Lemmy has... What about Brutus? Championship leader, P6 at the minute. Out of the final corner, stays P6. Does improve, but not enough to jump up a position. So he will start alongside his title rival, and he's in the pack, which could be dangerous. And there we have it then, Barcelona and Michael VN trading blows at the end there. Daft Chip just came up short with his run. And then Barcelona saw his provisional pole snatched away, but snatches it back with the final lap. And he will start on pole position once again. Now, can he convert that into a win this time? Will it be another P2? That seems to be his favourite position at the minute. So he then dives into the pits, and that will round off the session. popping. There we have it then. So, session done, and it is first blood of the evening to Barcelona. McLaren man, he took over from the reigning champ, Pagani. And he's pedalling that car very well indeed. Hey, it's your first season, Skirms, and do not worry too much, my friend. Consider it a learning season. And kick on next season. So then it is pole position for Barcelona by 0.135 of a second. In the end, it was a very impressive final run from him. Michael Vienne joins him on the front row. Can he go better than P3 this week? Those two will be looking to go at least one better than they normally do. Daft Chip will line up on row 3 alongside Limmy. That final run putting him onto row 2. And we find Chubbs and Brutus Beer on the third row, and Aaron Trucker right behind them as he tries to claw back some points from Brutus. Katamise joins him on the fourth row, and then Alex Pixie and Bossman round out the top 10. P11 we've got Linezekin with Callum alongside him on the 6th row, then Sione and Skirms on the row 7, Jonesy and Dylan on row 8, and Zero Tau bringing up the rear, P17. So my advice to you, Skirms, is just keep it pointing in the right direction tonight. There's going to be some accidents. A few people are complaining about the lack of grip around here, so if you can keep the wing changes to an absolute bare minimum, then there's a good chance of some good points tonight. Looks like a slightly overcast sky, but I don't think there's going to be any threat of rain. It's very rare you see rain at the desert here. I think I've seen one race where it's spat with rain. I don't think it's ever fully rained at any race I've ever done around here or commentated on around here, so not expecting the weather to be a factor tonight. Which means we've just got several laps of hard racing action around this beautiful facility, even if it isn't the greatest circuit. I think I watched something a little while ago on the making of this and said they literally had a blank canvas, they could have done anything they like with it, and they just didn't come up with a great circuit. The two new hairpins improve the spectacle, but still I just feel like it's not the best circuit. Could have done better. So the drivers then heading off on the warm-up lap with 28 laps of racing action ahead of us. Let's go down the grid one last time, and while I'm going that, you can get your podium predictions into the chat, please. And on pole position, Barcelona in the McLaren, so one extra point goes towards the McLaren tally. Great effort from him there to snatch that provisional pole back from Michael Vienne, who has been outstanding once again. Can he go better than P3 today? He's got starting P2. He's got first place right there as well, so hopefully there's going to be some good battle between those two. And the man directly behind him, Daft Chip. Great qualifying from him. Glad to have him back again. Williams man looking at the two guys on the front row. He starts third with Limmy alongside him. Great qualifying from him. Qualified 5th in the mediums. Jumped up one place with that soft tyre run. So he starts on the second row. Had a good run last time out. Finished P4. Can he go any better this week? Captain Chubbs, P5. Good qualifying once again for the other McLaren. Both of their cars in the top 5. And the championship leader joins him on row 3. And maybe a little bit further back than he would have liked. He's in the pack. And of course, anything can happen in the pack. A big risk of getting some damage if somebody ahead of you has a moment, so he's got to be careful early doors. The man behind him needs to be aggressive though. Aaron Trucker needs to take some points back from Brutus. He starts P7 right behind his title rival, and alongside him on row 4 is the ever lively Katamise in the second of the Alpines, so watch for him in the early going. Alex Pixie starts P9 in the second Aston Martin. Good job from him. Solid top 10, and Bossman once again qualifying in the top 10 in the Alfa Romeo, and of course all of the top 10 will start on the soft tyres on which they qualified. The remaining drivers all have free tyre choice, starting with Linezekin in the Haas making his debut. He's on the soft tyre, so he's going aggressive early doors. Callum alongside him in P12, great effort from him. He's starting on the medium tyres, he was going for the alternate strategy. Sione on debut in the Ferrari starts on the soft tyre as well. He's going aggressive in the early parts, so watch for him coming through. And then we find Skirms P14 on the medium tyre. Good qualifying for the Mercedes man. Jonesy, I think, will be a little bit disappointed with that one, but anything can happen in the race. That's where it matters most. He starts on the medium tyres. Dylan starts P16. He's on the medium tyres as well. And Zero Tau P17 also starts on those yellow-walled mediums. And the grid then has reformed. We wait for the notification. The green light flashes. And we then wait for the red lights to appear on the gantry. We've got 3, 4 and 5 red lights. And your Div 2 race at Abu Dhabi is go. And it's a poor start for Barcelona. Dafchip gets a great shot, splits the front row. And the Williams band will lead into turn 1. Great start from Dafchip. Barcelona wide, then Michael sweeps around the outside of turn 3. And this was a tricky corner last night. You've got Limy alongside Barcelona. Thinks better of it. Chubb's trying to look from around the outside. Aaron Trucker's dropped down a couple of places there. I think he's just being shuffled back in the pack. Not the dream start he wanted. Katami's attacking Brutus for P6. Former teammates a couple of seasons ago. Team Chaos, I think they were known as. Brutus holds position and Aaron's down 3. But it's Dafchip who gets the jump from the second row of the grid. Hooked that start up beautifully. And jumped into the lead. Michael Vienne gets moved done on Barcelona's had a poor start, down 2 places. Limy has held station in 4th under attack from Chubbs, who's got Brutus right behind him now. Then Katami's. Bossman 8th under attack from Alex Pixie. And then Linezikin is ahead of Jonesy, who's had a great start. He's up 4, and Aaron's down even further. He's down to P12. The Red Bull man has had a poor start. He's down 5 places already. Jonesy's up 4. He's had an absolute demon start. Red Bull man okay? Is his wing alright? That's the big question in the background there. That's Zero Tau running wide. Aaron trying around the outside of Jonesy. Gets the move done. Good move from Aaron. He starts to go forward again. He had a poor start. A little bit wide there. It's going to give Jonesy a run on him again until the final couple of corners. Oh, that was going around. Bossman hit the wall. And I think Chubbs might have gone as well because he's in the pits. Couple of dramas, VSC deployed. We've got Debris on the track. And Dylan into the pits as well. I think he might have had the moment. It might have been him that's triggered the VSC. So drama on the opening lap, and 2 drivers into the wall at the penultimate corner, where we saw a couple of drivers go last night. They all survived this time at least. When the race then is neutralised, Dafchip had to back them up on the hairpin there. Probably got close to his delta. Yes, he's out then. Chubbs out on the medium tyre. Bossman out on the medium tyre. Dylan switched to the hard tyre then. So is he going to try to get to the end there, is he perhaps? Or could that be the strategy that gets in the race? We are resuming racing action though, and away we go. Dafchip then takes off again. And Brutus has dropped a little bit far back from Limy. He's dropped a long way back from Limy in fact. Brutus has he's either had a really poor restart or just got caught napping. The top 4 have made a breakaway, and then Brutus found himself in a bit of no man's land and took her back up to P8 after those dramas. Oh, who's that missing a wing? Oh, it's Katami's, I think. I think Katami's is missing his wing. He is. So Katami's has got no front wing. Callum going through, so Katami's has had some drama somewhere as well. No such dramas for your front 4. We're all nose to tail out the final corner. Mike has a bit of a twitch there at the final corner as DRS is enabled for the first time in this race. Cat's predicting it has 1-2 and Cat 3rd. Well, that's not going to happen. There's only one has in that. Customs moves it back to pit lane. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. Oh, Zero Tau's gone at the final corner. And another VSC deployed. And what has happened to Zero Tau? He's on the inside, so it looks like he's clipped the curb on the outside there and hit the wall. Oh, he's in the pit wall hard. So Zero Tau's race, unfortunately, is over. On lap 3 and the second VSC deployed. Nullifies the race once again. Car's cleared though. Will help Katami's out a little bit then. He's making his way out of pit lane. First retirement. That's got further than we did in Div 1 before our first retirement. The first retirement was at lap 2 in Div 1 last night. As Aston Martin of Oxox went into the wall at turn 3. We got at least 1 lap further along for our first retirement of this evening. So, second VSC of the night already. And we are racing again, and Daft Chip has a big twitch there as he tries to get the power, and Michael Vienne is already on him. So Michael Vienne had a really good restart there. And he's all over the back of the Williams as they come through these right-handers. It's a difficult place to overtake him. Does he send it up the inside? Not quite close enough. But the back colour making a move on skirms as they come through the chicane. And just stick with this battle for the lead then. Williams man. Oh, where's Barcelona going there as he had a twitch again? Chip continues to lead then. Out of the final corner we come. Across the line to start lap 4. Your top 4 still pulling away. Brutus being now trying to close that gap. It's 2.4 seconds out to the front 4. He's in a bit of no man's land, but he's ahead of his title rival. So he'll be building an even bigger advantage, which will help him towards potentially wrapping it up next week if he can't do it tonight. He's got 2.4 seconds out. Alex Pixie, he was 2 seconds ahead of Linenzuken, sorry. Having a strong run. P7 on his debut. Aaron Trucker tucked up right behind him. Jonesy right with them as well, and Sioni. Good couple of trains going on in the minute. The DRS zone we go. And looks like Aaron's going to make a move here on the Haas. He does, down the inside. That's a fairly easy overtake, and through he goes. And I think Casamisa's had a spin at turn 3. He's got going again. Yellow flag is out. He's on his way again. Casamisa's had a drama. For the lead. Not quite. Daft Chips held him off. Oh, Michael then has a big twitch right in front of Barcelona. In turn holds up Limmy. So Daft Chip just held off that yellow flag further back. Is it Katowice again? Oh, he's retired from the session at the back straight. And that looks like a... I think he just pulled over and retired. I don't think he's crashed that one, so there shouldn't be drama. I think Barcelona may have got some damage from that because he's dropped to 4th. He's coming in. Yeah, he's in. So it's Daft Chip. Ooh, now Daft Chip in early. Limmy sets the fastest lap now. Is this a scheduled stop? The 2E front 4 are in already. It's an early pit stop. Front wing going on that car. No, it's just tyres. Onto the medium tyre he goes. So it's a scheduled stop. And away he goes. Barcelona, meanwhile, is not getting a wing on. No, he's on his way. And Chubbs now with the fastest lap of the race as he crosses the line, goes ahead of his teammate. Chubbs is flying. Yellow flag in sector 1. Who or what was that? Oh, it's Michael Vienne. And our race leader's now lost his front wing. So drama befalls the race leader. And that promotes Libby into the lead of the race. Oh, Michael Vienne then. That was such a shame for him. Just taken over the front. He's then lost it probably at turn 3. We saw a number of drivers go there last night. Just struggling for a lack of grip more than anything, and that is position loss as Aaron and Zukin and Jonesy still going at it. Jonesy to the outside of the Haas. Through he goes. It's a good battle this. And Zekin getting himself a penalty as well. It's got too much of that first part of the chicane by the look of it. That is the first penalty on the board on lap 5. Well, that's given Libby a nearly 4-second lead over Brutus. And Alex Pixie's actually closing down on Brutus at the minute, so Alex going really strongly here at the minute. Now, top 3 all carry on, so they're not going to pit yet. They're going for a longer first stint. Aaron coming around as well. So the top 6 all carrying on. Callum up in P7, a really good run for him, and Skirm's right behind him. Good run from both of those. Daft Chip going past Michael Vienne, who is into the pits. He's lost so much time having spun in the early part of the lap. Chubbs emphasising his pace as he sets another fastest lap. He's ahead of his teammate as well, so despite that early drama, it hasn't worried him too much because he span at the penultimate corner, so he was right on the pit entrance. So he'll probably not compromise himself too much strategy-wise, provided he doesn't have another drama. Barcelona, of course, had the similar drama as well. He's just behind Barcelona. What should I say? Just behind him. He's about 7 seconds behind him, but is behind him on track. P12, and we find Sione, who's just pitted 13th. Michael Vien back on his way again, down to 14th though. Dylan, who's on those hard tyres. I imagine they're not going to feel too nice at the minute as Jonesy and Aaron switch places. So Jonesy up to P4. He's had a really good start to this race, having qualified down the back. He finds himself in the top 4 now. And on the medium tyre as well, so can keep going into this race. It's looking very good for him at the moment. Limmy now has got that lead up to 4.7 seconds, so Limmy looking like a very difficult prospect to beat in this one at the minute. However, we've seen Chubbs further back setting fastest laps. Limmy on a 40.6. Just crosses the line of 41.3, so another few tenths put into him there. Alex Tixey continues to close that gap. Into the pits comes Aaron Trucker and Linna Zeeken. So those soft tyres going off quickly. Let's have a look at what sort of lap times Chubbs is doing. 39.3, so he is taking time out of Limmy. Daft Chip then, he was now in P6 and got himself ahead of Skirms. He's in a very, very strong place here. Saw Michael Bien spin off, so he's got work to do from further back. And Barcelona just doesn't seem to have the pace at this stage of the race. So Daft Chip in a very, very strong position at the moment. Okay. Disappeared and now probably wants feeding, but they're going to have to wait for another 21 laps, mate. Sorry. Zero Charles there. That's about as average for how long he's lasted without crashing in practice. You know, it seems to be this year's game is particularly tricky. There seems to be a distinct lack of grip, so you're not the only one, mate. So do not feel too bad. Of course, we've got Brazil next week, which is an ever popular track with the drivers, and it's got a lot more grip. So fingers crossed we won't have the same issues then. And so Daft Chip then closing right on the back of Callum. As they go through the chicane. Skirms has come with him as well. So of course Callum and Skirms were having a battle earlier on. Daft Chip got in between them, but Skirms has stayed with Daft Chip. And Daft Chip has brought him back onto the tail of the Alfa Tauri. Good evening, Unsafe. I hope you're feeling well, my friend. I know another one who's just been caught by the dreaded COVID bug. You can see I sound a bit more normal. It's Brutus and Alex are in. So second and third place pit. Limmy carries on again. Jonesy going through into P2. Under attack from Daft Chip into turn 1. Daft Chip down the inside. Through he goes. Good move from Daft Chip there. Oh, Callum's a little bit wide there. That's going to give Skirms an opportunity perhaps coming out of 3. Not quite close enough to capitalise this time. Oh, is he? He's up the inside. Actually, he does. Yeah, great move there from Skirms up to P4. Goes the Mercedes man. Opportunistic move there. Callum there just ran a little bit wide into 2, got dirty tyres, compromised run through 3, and Skirms kept that momentum up and flashes past into the top 4 he goes. However, he does not have DRS, and here comes Callum back at him. Down the back straight we go. Looks to defend the inside. Callum no way through. And here comes Chubbs on the scene as well. So that's why Daft Chip was keen to get past these 2. Put a couple of cars in between himself and the flying McLaren. He's had a really good run again. Gets to the inside of Callum already. He's also got DRS on the Mercedes man. They're going to go 3 wide. Chubbs all the way down the inside though, and through he goes, making very quick work of those 2. Great move from Chubbs. Skirms and Callum. Stay as you were. I think they know that's not their race at the minute. Those 2 drivers who've just gone past them have just pitted. They're on fresh tyres. Limmy continues to lead now. 10 seconds is the gap then after his nearest rival pitted. Carries on doing another lap then. So yeah, Limmy is fairly confident. Can make his strategy work. Extending his first stint. Jones is doing really well in P2. Fresh off the back of a double victory in GT Sport last week. So his confidence is up. Skirms and Callum continuing to battle. Barcelona closing in as well now. So one McLaren has got his way through. The other one is coming. Brutus has got Alex Pixie on his tail. So Alex has closed the gap. Yellow flag. Oh, who's that? Oh, it's Jonesy. Jonesy's had a spin, has he? Where is he? Can't see him. Dropping down the order. I don't know where he is. Not showing me him at all. There he is, going again. Oh, he's got hot tyres as well. It spins off into the wall again. Oh, it's all gone wrong. Oh, it's a terrible shame. He's done so well. the first part of the race, got up to P2 on strategy on those medium tyres, but a spin at that tricky turn 3. He's got going again, but he's all the way down to P14, unfortunately. That's terribly bad luck for Jonesy. Yeah, it's not all bad, mate, is it? It's not all bad. Oh, and Dylan's gone. Oh, Dylan's now got at turn 3 as well. And that might be... Oh, it's another VSC. So a third VSC deployed. Now, this might have arrived at an ideal time for Limmy to pit, because he's coming round right at the end of the lap. Is he going to dive in? Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, it'd be stupid not to at this point. It's a cheap pit stop for him now. And this could potentially see him retain the lead. Daftchip is back into P2. He's coming through the penultimate corner now, so in fact, I think he might still get ahead. But it's going to definitely reduce the damage. It's Lemmy on his way again. Daftchip coming down the start-finish straight. So Daftchip will take the lead. But Lemmy is not going to be a million miles away. So there is Daftchip. Shup has gone through as well. Lemmy's coming out of the pit lane. I think Lemmy's going to come out in P2 here. He does. So splits. Oh no, Skirms has sped under the BSC. Limmy got a penalty there as well. Now, what was that? Oh, he's got a drive-through. No, he did get a drive-through. Callum as well. Oh, that is so unlucky for Limmy. Having just got himself brilliantly placed, he's now got a drive-through penalty. Oh, this game, man. This absolute game. Barcelona clears Callum. Now coming at Skirms as well. DRS down the back straight. Skirms going to come back at him. Oh, the bang wheels into the braking zone. Skirms is going to try and hang on around the outside. Oh, there's a big twitch off the curb. And that's going to give Callum a run. They both got DRS from the McLaren. Skirms links back, move back on Barcelona. Not quite close enough. And Callum attacking. But they've both got drive-through penalty. Oh, such a shame. But Limmy as well, having got himself right into contention, he's now got a drive-through penalty. Which, considering he was coming out of the pit lane, I think that's particularly harsh. Just as the VSC ended. The Alpine man then, that's going to ruin his race. He takes the penalty straight away. Get it over and done with. Get himself back on track as quick as he can do and try and close the gap then. So Chubbs is promoted back into P2. Barcelona back into P3. So both McLarens now on the podium. As it stands, Daftchip's lead is 2 seconds. All three drivers serving their drive-through penalties. Brutus then has just pulled away from Alex Pixie a little bit. He's got him out of DRS range. Aaron Trucker's now P6. Still giving chase. So three drivers then exiting pit lane. Limmy down to P7. Comes out just ahead of Lina Zeeken. And Bossman as well. So he has got 3 seconds to try and close down on Aaron Trucker in P6 and try and fight back. If he can trouble the podium finishers. Of course, still a long way to go in this one, not yet a half race distance. 3 retirements so far, Dylan, Katamise and Zero Tau. Unfortunately, ended their evenings early. Chip continues to lead though, but Chubbs is closing that gap down again. It's now 1.8 seconds. He's had a couple of tenths out of him. Goes through the chicane nicely there. A bit of a wide moment there. That gap just inches back up towards the 2 seconds. Ebbing and flowing at the minute. Barcelona 2.5 seconds behind his teammate. Position changing going further back between the Ferrari and the Mercedes. And Skirms has just prevailed in that battle with Sioni. Here we've got right at the middle of this battle between Skirms and Callum, which is carried on after their drive-through penalties. Oh, Callum's now got a 3-second penalty for track limits. Skirms into the pits again. And what's happened here is he got some damage. Oh, this, in fact, no, this could just be their actual pit stops. No, this could just be their actual pit stops on lap 12. What's he going on to? He's going to the hard tyre, interestingly. I don't think the hard tyre would be a fancied one around here. You think the two stoppers are the way to go. Yeah, Callum's going back onto medium tyres. So Callum's definitely going to have to two-stop because he started on the medium tyres. Skirms, meanwhile, has gone onto the hard, so he's going to try and one-stop. And they should rejoin, and Jonesy will be closing in on them as they exit the pit lane. Alex Pixie's back on Brutus Beer's case. He's now back down to under a second. However, he was out of the DRS detection zone this time around. He's 2.5 seconds behind the podium places at the minute. Barcelona holding that third place. There's Aaron Trucker, P6. Red Bull man having another strong showing, but he could do with getting ahead of Brutus Beer. He's got 2 places on him at the moment. He's got Limmy very quickly closing in behind as well. And Bossman and Lina Zeeken battling hard. Giving chase after his opening lap mishap. He's back into the top 10 where he started. Into the pits comes Chubbs. And Chubbs then getting off of these medium tyres. He's getting onto a fresh set. He is indeed. Limmy there, the fastest lap, just emphasising his pace. And what might have been for him, he was right behind the race leader. As he came out of the pit lane, but got a speeding penalty for under the VSC, even though he was just right on the pit exit. He has now caught the back of the Red Bull man. Bossman there with a penalty for track limits. Actually weaving there a little bit further up the road. Limmy closing in. Not going to be close enough though, not in the first part. Oh, it's the back of Aaron in the braking zone though. Don't want to be doing that. That's a surefire way to damage your wing. Well, DRS again for the second part of the straight. Aaron defends the inside, but Limmy I think is close enough. Got the run. Through he goes. And takes the position away. Into the top 5 goes Limmy. He's got away without any damage to his wing though. He survives now. He's got 4.6 seconds to try and close on Alex Pixie, who's all over the back of Brutus Beer. So Alex is trying to do is favours Daft Chip Pits for the second time. So race leader is in. He responds to Captain Chubbs' pit stop. Chubbs is trying to go for the undercut. Let's see how that works out for him. Libby with another fastest lap of the race, and again just emphasising that speed he's got. Chubbs meanwhile is behind Bossman and Michael Vienne. And Lina Zeeken. He's got a bit of traffic here. Where is Daft Chip? He's coming out of the pit lane now. He's coming up the hill. There he is. There goes Lina Zeeken. There's Michael Vienne. He's going to slot it in between them. He does. Bossman still ahead of Chubb, so it's not worked out. Daft Chip responding quickly. And manages to hold station. And he's got a couple of cars in between himself and his rival to boot. This is a really good showing from Chubbs. He's got the DRS on Bossman here, who's not going to have it from Michael Vienne. Meanwhile, Daft Chip goes straight past the Haas. And then Zeeken not offering too much resistance. He knows, again, that's not his battle. Chubbs going past Bossman meanwhile. Gets one of those cars out of the way. And now try and close in on a much tougher prospect. Michael Vienne, who's been very quick today, of course, span out. Damaged his wing earlier on. So he's now out of sync with the rest of the drivers he was battling with. I think the safety car is something to bring him back into contention. Further up, meanwhile, his teammate still all over the back of the championship leader. Alex driving really, really well here. Looking over the back of the AlphaTauri. And what does Barcelona do strategy-wise? He's going to keep going. And Brutus and Alex pitted later. Lemmy's the most recent one to pit, of course. Likely they will need to stop again. And you imagine they'll go into the soft tyre towards the end of the race and be very quick at the end. Michael Vienne now on the back of Lina Zeeken. Chubbs trying to close that gap down. He's now within DRS range, so he is flying. Turn 3 goes. Michael Vian all over the back of Chicane. Chubb's getting ever closer as well. What about this battle for P2? Is Alex going to fancy a move here? He's closing. But I don't think he was quite close enough. Didn't fancy it there. But if he can stay as close as he is now to the back of the Alfa Tauri, he might have a chance into the next braking zone. 0.4 of a second. DRS is open again. He's closing again. But again, I think Bruce has just got too much yellow flag. Oh, he's Jonesy again. Had another drama at turn 3. He's on his way quickly. Has he got his wing intact? No, he doesn't. Oh, no. Jonesy's not having the best of nights. Oh, 10-second penalty for corner cutting just to compound his misery now. He's making his way back to the pits. Oh, and Michael and Chubbs have passed Chicane. Now, what does Michael do here? Because Chicane is wide down the background. Now, Michael obviously trying to recover as best he can do. He was battling with Chubbs early doors, but he's now out of sync. Chubbs is going to be quick as well. Chubbs is going to be eager to get on with this then. You can see his rival for the win pulling away. Michael could possibly come back at Daft Chip, although he's on slightly older tyres, so you'd imagine Daft Chip with the better tyres will be able to pull away. So Chubbs, I think, is going to want to try and clear this Aston Martin as quick as he can do. Have to wait for the back straight though. Now, this is the tricky section coming up. Seen it claim a couple of victims already, including Michael Vian. Both to get through there safely this time. Here's Chubb's going to get the move done this time. He's on for P2. Not quite close enough again. There is Chubbs. He's hard in the slipstream. Yellow flag sector 3. Jonesy, I think, trying to make it to the pitch. Chubbs down the inside into the braking zone. Michael there lets him go. Knows that's not his fight. Through he goes. Meanwhile, Alex Pixie's got the move done on Brutus. He has. For P2. Alex Pixie and taking a place away from Brutus Beer. Good move on the DRS. Got it right this time. And through he goes. Does Chubbs hold off Michael Vian? He does. So yeah, Chubbs has got the move done. Oh, Skirms has gone at turn 3. Yellow flag out. Now what's going to happen? Nothing at the minute. Is he on his... No, he's out of the race, so... Yellow flags only. So it doesn't look like we're going to get a VSC or a safety car for that one. No, track is clear and we're racing again, so... Been very frugal with the safety car tonight, Mr. Massey. Are you feeling alright? Chicane with another penalty further back. As Barcelona continues to lead by 3 seconds now. Alex Pixie giving chase. Brutus Beer with him. Limmy trying to close in 4th. And cleared Aaron Trucker. We've got Daft Chip who's now closing in. Chubbs having cleared all that traffic can set about chasing down Daft Chip again. And if all things play out as expected, these two should be battling for the win. Barcelona perhaps left it too late. Is he banking on the safety car? Or is he going to try and get to the soft tyre? Actually not too far away from a stage where he can get that to the end, so let's see what he does. Bossman's gone on to the soft tyre at this pit stop, so he thinks he can get to the end on that tyre now. It's Brutus and Alex change places again. Brutus this time going back past. Oh, Alex has had a big slide there. Just about held it together. I think he must have clipped the curb, just unsettled the car. And we just lost that P2, and that's given Brutus a big gap. Michael Vian still hanging on resolutely to the back of Chubbs. The battle being going on back here now for P11 between Sione and Callum. Oh no, sorry mate, that's yeah, this game is a bit of a douche, isn't it? Alex Pixie into the pits then, so he makes his final stop. He's gone to the medium tyre again. He does decides against the soft tyre. So he'll definitely have the the grip at the end of the race, but we saw last night that Cribbs made the soft tyre work from a similar position. Pixie's decided for the medium tyre then, so he's trying to go the undercut on Brutus. Is Brutus perhaps trying to get to the soft tyre stage? Daft Chip clears Aaron Trucker down the back straight. It's move done. Chubbs now the next one to try and come at it. The gap is 3.4 seconds, and so that gap has opened up between Daft Chip and Chubbs. Daft Chip doing everything he needs to do at this stage of the race. Barcelona still leads this one by 3.3 seconds. Carries on again then, so yeah, he's definitely trying to get to the soft tyre. See then the 40.2. What about Brutus? What's lap time he's doing? Missed out on there. Limmy though is catching the back of Brutus. What about Daft Chip? 40.2. It's a 38.9, so Daft Chip is taking chunks of time out of the race leader. Into the pits has come Michael Vien then, so he's pitting for his second stop. Is he going to go onto the soft tyre? He is indeed. Soft tyre's waiting for him as he arrives at his pit box. Chubbs meanwhile has got to within 2 seconds of Aaron Trucker, so he's starting to close that gap. Limmy now meanwhile closing in on Brutus. Down the back straight, he's had a good kick off the corner, but Brutus using his ERS wisely. So Limmy's nearly got half his battery left, Brutus down at just 20%. I don't think he's going to be close enough this time. Ooh, was a little bit hot on the brakes there, just misses the back of the AlphaTauri. There's a good launch off the second chicane for the DRS zone, and I think that's going to be enough of a gap that he's not going to be under threat in the braking zone. There's your race leader meanwhile, gap's now 3.7 seconds, so he's pulled a few more tenths on this battle for P2. Limmy now though pushing hard on the back of Brutus. Yeah, that's a big shame for your Skirms, mate. It was looking like some good battles there with Callum. Yeah, this game is a little bit broken as ever. But next week, Brazil, much more straightforward track, less killer curbs. Fingers crossed you can have some good battles there too, mate. So keep your head up. And we'll go again next week. Oh, Michael Vien's now got a track limit penalty. He's pushing hard on those soft tyres. He's in P9 at the minute. Limmy now on the back of Brutus. And the other battle we've got close at the minute is the one between Bossman and Sioni. Bossman's just been... They're both just pitted. However, Bossman on the soft tyre, Sioni on the mediums. So Bossman's going to have the speed at the minute. Sioni's going to have the longevity to come back at him towards the end of the race. Now, Crims last night just had too much speed for Lynx. Lynx wasn't able to make his tyres last, but... the change for P2. Meanwhile, Limmy goes through into P2 on lap 20 of 28. Barcelona, surely he's got a pit soon. Look, can those tyres get to the end? Is he going to try and get to the end, I wonder? It's an early stop. Has he been banking on a safety car? Comes around, his lead is down to 3.2 seconds, so Limmy has started to take a bit of time out of Barcelona already, having cleared Brutus. Brutus once again, despite not being maybe the quickest one on track, he's doing a very solid job and looking to bank some big points. Meanwhile, Chubbs is on the back of Aaron Trucker now. The man has closed in. Aaron Trucker on considerably older tyres and the man behind him. Into the pits comes Brutus from third. As Aaron peels off into the pits, that makes it easy for Chubbs. Through he goes. So Brutus and Aaron just mirroring each other strategy-wise. Limmy's got that gap down to 2.5 seconds. He's taken a second out of the race leader already. He's on the 5-lap-old fresher tyres. Is this one going to come back to Limmy? He started on the soft tyre, so he has done his mandatory tyre allocation. Michael Vien with the fastest lap then, showing his pace, 38.0. He clears Aaron Drucker as well, who's just coming out of the pits, so Bosman Cioni battle continues as well. Alfa Romeo versus Ferrari, two Italian manufacturers. Cioni having a solid drive on debut, just ahead of his fellow debutant Lina Zeeken, who's just pitted. Down the back straight, there we go. Then is the Ferrari going to be close enough in the braking zone? I don't think he'll get him in the first part. He may be close enough if he can stay with him through this little flip-flop. And we'll go into the next braking zone. It was a little bit wide though. Let's just open the gap up a little bit. Bosman had the better run out of the chicane. No, even though the Ferrari now is closing in, he's not going to be close enough by the time they get to the braking zone. The Alfa Romeo man will hold on for now. Round these right-handers they go, heading towards the hotel. 22 of 28 Barcelona going to try and get to the end on those tyres while his lead is being cut down hand over fist now by Limmy. He's on 5 lap fresher tyres and out of the hairpin we go. The gap is now just 1.2 seconds. After that drive-through penalty, is he going to somehow come back through and win this one? Are his tyres going to last? Are Barcelona's tyre going to last? The big ask to get those medium tyres. Still got 6 laps. 8. It's going to be 22 laps on the medium tyre. That seems like a lot. They're going to be very, very risky at the end. The gap now is just over a second. Limmy almost into DRS range. In fact, now he is. So the Alpine man has got to within DRS range of the race leader. Daft Chip has just not been able to haul those guys back in again. He is just chipping away. Oh, Cioni's got the move done on Bosman, has he? Round the outside at the hairpin. Through the chicane, sorry. For the first part. Good move, however, he's had a poor run out of that one. Bosman now with the DRS. He's going to come back at him straight away, so haven't got the move done. Bosman's going to take it back, or is he? He's got a very wide sweeping line, but he does get the move done. And Bosman holds on to the position for now. But Cioni there, showing a statement of intent. Oh, yellow flag. Oh, it's Jonesy, he's gone. Oh, he's gone this time, unfortunately. Oh, and a safety car. The safety car comes on lap 23 of 28, the first time tonight. And well, that definitely helps Daft Chip. That helps Daft Chip out a lot. Into the pits comes Michael Vien for fresh tyres. Why not? Why not go for fresh tyres? See what you can do at the end here. What about the guys behind him? Bosman going to come in. Yep, Cioni's going to come in. Lina Zeeken going to come in as well. He's just pitted actually, so he probably not. He's going to come in again. So he's going to go for fresh tyres. Now, what do we do here? I think had they been nearer the pit entrance, these two would have pitted. However, you feel that they're going to lose too many places. But we'll see. Fresh tyres have been king around many races this season already. Now potentially they'd come back out around about where Brutus is. So worst case scenario, they'd be 5th and 6th if they pit here. Because they are quite spread out. Daft Chip's got a big gap to Chubbs. Chubbs got a big gap to Alex. Alex has got a decent gap to Brutus. And there's a big gap between Brutus and Aaron. Barcelona's going to come in. Yeah, they're coming in. They have to, I think, really. Now, what does Daft Chip do? He's on reasonably okay tyres. Is he going to go for track position? He is. What about Chubbs? Chubbs is probably going to do the same. No, Chubbs is going to come in. Chubbs pits. Now, what Daft Chip needs here is for Alex Pixie to come through. and to get ahead of those guys in the pit lane. They're coming down pit lane now. Now can Alex get ahead of those two cars that are under the tunnel there? Watch on the right hand side. There's the McLaren. Alex is going to get through. Brutus has already just pitted, so he's okay. He's on fresh tyres. Now where's he going to come out relative to those two? They've got ahead of him. And Barcelona got ahead of Alex. So Barcelona has got a car in between himself and Limmy, and also is right on the back of Daft Chip. Oh my, this is going to be 2021 Abu Dhabi final all over again. Late safety car. Car in the front on worn tyres. A car behind on fresh softs. I've seen this somewhere before, the script. So then, under the safety car on lap 24 of 28, as Jonesy unfortunately is retired. It was a Williams that crashed as well. Oh, I've seen this movie. I swear I've seen this movie. So then, field starting to form up then. Into the pits have gone, well, a number of the fields. So just two drivers have not pitted for soft tyres. They are the race leader, Daft Chip, and Alex Pixie in third. Now what does this do? Before Barcelona now has a really good chance at winning this one. He's got fresher tyres than the car ahead of him. And he's also got a car in between himself and his rival Limmy, who is the next driver on fresh soft tyres. So Limmy's going to clear that Aston Martin first before he can have another go. Oh no, Michael Bien's got a penalty under the safety car. It's going to be difficult for him to get a podium from there. So now, unfortunately, so his little podium run, I think he's going to end tonight, unless something spectacular happens ahead of him. And, don't rule it out. Brutus and Aaron are together on track again. And Chubb's having pitted again, finds himself in P7. But he's taken the gamble that fresh tyres are the way to go. Now, there's only 3 laps on the tyres of Brutus and Aaron. That might still be enough. Aaron and Brutus, of course, have got a championship to think about. Chubbs is just going for strong results, so Chubbs has got nothing to lose, but he won't do anything silly. Michael Venus, Cora and Bossman and Siani, who were having that really good scrap before the safety car. They've both pitted for fresh tyres. They're back out again. Then Ezekiel and Callum coming around as well. So the last 2 drivers still running, 11th and 12th. Waiting them to catch up the pack, which they should do this lap, so we may get going again on this lap. We shall see. Jonesy confirming he was in the Latifi slot as well. So there we go. There we go. Latifi has brought out a safety car at Abu Dhabi with the race on the line. Well, the experienced Englishman leads. It is the young upstart who is chasing him down. The actors are different, but the characters are the same. And they just... We've got a couple, so we've got the wind to look out for here. Daft Chip's going to be... Well, he's going to... Can he fend off a charging Barcelona behind him? Now the 2 drivers at the back haven't caught the pack yet, so I think we're going to get at least one more lap under the safety car. No, we're not. We're going in this lap. That's a very late call. Oh, Massey, what are you doing to us? Right. So Daft Chip doesn't have time to really back the pack up too much. Back to have caught them up, though. We're going to have 3 laps of racing action. When does Daft Chip pull the trigger? Barcelona not falling for any tricks, and I think he's gone. Where he goes, of course, there's going to be no DRS for 2 laps, so we're going to get DRS on the final lap of the race. But will it matter by that point? Here we go, then. Now watch for Barcelona attacking Daft Chip, watch for Libby on Alex as well. Watch for Aaron on Brutus. A championship at stake there. Barcelona closing in, Limmy closing in as well behind. Oh, Aaron almost at the back of Brutus. Chubb's almost at the back of Aaron as well. Oh, Alex to the back of Barcelona. Contact, I think they got away with it. Limi's had a good run. Out the corner, he's now going to be attacking. As they weave down the back straight, then trying to get the slipstream. Here comes Limi on Alex. For P3, Barcelona to the outside of Daft Chip. Alex goes deep on the brakes, trying to hang on to the place. Watch the inside. Oh, it's contact, around goes Alex. Oh, such a shame. That elusive podium there. Here comes Barcelona to the outside, but Daft Chip holds him off. And now Limi can start attacking the McLaren man again. In further back. Aaron's lost that to Michael Vien and a Captain Chubb somewhere, so they get a poor run on the back straight. Oh, Alex there, that podium that he's been praying for, trying so hard for, was staring him in the face. He was about to drop off the podium, he fought for it. Just went for a very narrow line to that second part of the chicane. Contact, and unfortunately the car on the inside always goes around in those situations. That's dropped him all the way down to P11. They come across there to start the penultimate lap, and it is still nose to tail for the lead. Daft Chip for Barcelona. Libby's there now though. Captain Chubb's attacking Brutus. Michael Vien's in there as well. Look how much more grit Barcelona's got through that corner, but he can't find a way through. It's not an overtaking place. In the background, Chubb's on Brutus. Not quite, not close enough. Not a wise place either. Daft Chip doing everything he can to position his car. Trying to get the car straight up as soon as he can, but Barcelona's straight on him as well. Trying to break the slipstream again. Defending the inside. Barcelona's going to go the long way around, is he? Daft Chip with the squeeze. As he goes, but Barcelona's got more brakes. Daft Chip goes deep. Barcelona's going to try and switch back, is he? No way through. And now Libby's trying to box him in. But not able to get the traction off the corner. Again, Daft Chip defending the inside. Barcelona again having to go the long way around. Is he going to be able to do it on the brakes? He's going in second part. He's going to go alongside, is he? The wheel to wheel, the banging wheels. And Barcelona gets it done, does he? No, Daft Chip comes back at him. There's contact, around he goes. Oh no. Oh, Daft Chip spins out. And Barcelona leads. The soft tyre brigade have got through. It was a valiant effort by Barcelona. He held on around the outside. Chubbs with a penalty. Oh no. That probably puts him out of contention for a podium. And DRS is enabled in the final lap. Then we've got a one lap sprint for the win. Can Limi close up? He's still within DRS range. At the minute, he's going to have one shot at this. Down the back straight, you feel. He needs to stay close through these couple of corners then. He's a good run. He has closed in. A good couple of corners there. He's right on the back of the McLaren. Onto the back straight we go. Here comes the DRS train. Captain Chubbs is on the back of Brutus as well. Brutus is not going to have DRS. And Limi will not be close enough into this braking zone. But he needs to just close in and stay with him. Further back, here comes Chubbs on Brutus. Brutus goes deep on the brakes though. Stays in front. Oh, Aaron Hart into Michael Vien. Further back, what about for the lead? Has Barcelona done enough? He's closing, he's closing, he's closing. Oh, Barcelona goes to the outside. Limi down the inside. And through he goes. Oh, Barcelona opens the door and Limi scurries up the inside and into the lead of the race on the final lap of the race. And it's going to be bridesmaid again for Barcelona, and by the look of it, Chubbs has got the move done on Brutus further back. Michael Vien now attacking his countryman. As they come round the final couple of corners. He's just got one corner to go, and in just his second race, oh, Brutus has got a penalty. Limi wins, Barcelona is second, and I think Aaron Trucker's going to get onto the podium here. He does. Chubbs is fourth, Brutus' penalty drops into fifth, Bossman gets P6, Daft Chip ends up P7, Alex is P8. Wow, what late drama. Daft Chip, oh so unfortunate. They're spinning out. Aaron Trucker gets driver of the day, getting that podium right at the death there. And he does manage to pull some points back, so there is no championship going to be won tonight. But it is victory for Limi. Barcelona denied right at the death. Opened the door. And Limi did not need a second invitation. And Aaron Trucker gets onto the podium there as he starts to take a couple of points back out of Brutus. May only delay the inevitable, but it keeps the championship alive for another week. Wow, what action right at the death there. Those final 3 laps were probably as good, if not better, than the actual F1 Grand Prix at Abu Dhabi, and it is a win for Alpine. Limi is your victor in Abu Dhabi from Barcelona, who is once again the bridesmaid. Aaron Trucker gets the podium there right at the death. Chubbs, that late penalty cost him the shot at the podium. Brutus Beer also misses out the podium with that last corner penalty. I think it was about 2 corners from home. Bossman gets up to P6, great job from him. Daft Chip recovers to P7 after valiantly trying to hang on for the win on old tyres, but that contact sent him around, ends up just P7. Alex, who recovered to P8. Michael Vienne drops down to P9 with his penalties. Sione gets the top 10 on his debut in FTRL, great job from him. Linziken also sees the flag in P11, and Callum, the final finisher, in P12. The retirees tonight then were Jonesy, who crashed at the turn 3, Skirms, who also was having a great battle with Callum early on. It's a shame for him. So first one, Dylan, unfortunately crashed out. Katamis had some early issues in Zero Tower, the first one to go at the final corner on lap 3. So unlucky for those guys tonight. Fingers crossed they'll have a better run next week. Wow, what drama. Div 2. It was a very clean race there. Well done to the drivers. That was some great driving action from everybody tonight. Yeah, not too many dramas, just the one safety car, a couple of VSCs in there. So the Michael Massey was particularly frugal with his use of the safety car tonight. And it produced an absolute barnstormer of a finish. But congratulations to Limi, to Barcelona, and to Aaron on their podiums. Commiserations to the rest, Daft Chip included, and Alex Pixie as well, both of them on for podiums. But it just didn't work their way. That late contact for both of those, dropping them out of contention. But still a brilliant race. Once again from Div 2. Now it seems the lobby's not going to kick through. So that is the end of that. And that is the end of F1 action again for this week. Thank you very much for joining me over the last 2 nights as we've closed in on the end of season 18. Next up is Brazil. The Interlagos circuit hosting the penultimate round of both championships. And we could potentially crown a champion in both of them. Tico on the cusp of claiming his 2nd championship, and Brutus on the cusp of claiming his, I believe, 3rd. Well, unless their respective rivals can do something magical and take it to the final week. The end of F1 action, though, signals the start of GT Sport action starting tomorrow. It is GT2 from, where are we this week? We're at Tsukuba, so the very tight, twisty Japanese circuit. It will be SBY and myself on commentary as Unsafe is unfortunately under the weather with COVID, so do join us tomorrow at 8 o'clock for that. And then on Friday we're back with GT1. Please do join Aaron and another co-commentator to be decided, and he will take you through the GT1 action as those titles head into the last 3 weeks before the new game comes out. GT7 closing in as well. But that's it for me tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you haven't already liked the stream before you go, please do so. That's much appreciated. That helps us out. Also, if you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, why not? We deliver this great action every week, so please do subscribe to us, and we'll bring you some more great action tomorrow and next week. But for this evening, thank you very much and good night.